years. The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to John in Orlando. John, what's going on, brother?
Good afternoon, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
Good. I want to tell you, I've been listening to you since your radio days back in '99. Appreciate what you guys do. What I really enjoy that you brought back Tim Ward. This guy is as smart as a whip.
I am so happy for that feedback.
Yeah, because he's one of a kind. He's got to be the number one market timer. I'm telling you, it's like he calls it really, really good.
He does. I really appreciate the feedback, man.
Yes.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everybody. Tommy O'Brien, thanks so much for joining me. 3 p.m. Eastern Time, final 60 minutes of the day, and we got markets pushing high as you talk about a rebound from the Friday lows, and we'll see if we get some follow-through in volume. It was a big day on Friday. We're climbing higher, and the volume could be a little bit more. We'll see how we close out the final 53 minutes of trading, but right now the S&Ps are up by 1.6%, a bit of a relief rally, as it looks like they have a deal in Washington. The House is going to be trying to vote on it ASAP. The president approves of it. Air traffic controllers, Trump put them pressure on to get them back in business. And yeah, we got the S&Ps right now up 107 points, folks. And we'll see how the volume comes in. But there is some acceleration in this market right now. As the government shut down, they have to make a deal, and it wasn't in the cards until it gets done. It seems like it's done. They hit the pain points, right? The market wasn't sure where the pain point would be, how bad each side was willing to go. And we found out air traffic becomes a big problem, and they're going to get a deal. And we get through the holidays. And NASDAQ 100, how's 2.2%? On the NASDAQ 100, we're up 549 points. Now, on a volume basis, okay, it's going to be lighter than the last couple of days when you traded lower. It's a lot of buying on that acceleration on Friday, though. That's the thing. We got a red day in the NASDAQ 100. We were lower, but there was a lot of buying if you get into the action on Friday, right? Look at the closeout volume we had in there as well. Not a lot of volume down at these lower numbers. And, man, closing it out as well. It's always a little bit of a tough call when you get those days where you save it in terms of a nice rebound, a nice candle. But today's going to be a little bit light. You jump over to the Qs for some ETF volume. Look at that, right? 81 million on Friday. You gap higher, and we've done 43 million today. And those last 2 days, 72 million and 81 million. Volume not showing up for some reason on the SPY. All right, we jump around to some of the airlines. To kick it off as travel. A little bit of Friday, it looked like it was in the cards. And there's where the acceleration began, right? 2:35 p.m., you really got an acceleration. Seems like it was a bit in the know that there was discussions taking place, offers being extended, and it gets done over the weekend. We jump to metals. You take a look at gold. Now, we have some volume, 234,000 contracts. That is some good volume, but you're coming into some mammoth days that you're getting above here. 281,000, 330,000 October 28th, 324,000 on the trade lower. That's the day we're into right now. The high from that day, 41.23. We're at 41.21. Right? You did 324,000 contracts. So gold's bumping up against it, and they're buying gold today. And that is not a dollar issue. Dollar is flat. And gold pushing $4,100 right now. You jump over to silver. How about it? Up by almost 5%. Some good volume on silver. You see the ramp up? Okay, but again, you're coming into October 21st. 155,000 contracts that day. You did 75 today. Okay, we got a lot of volume in this acceleration that the metals had in October. that this market's going to have to get through. Jump over to the VIX. Yeah, doesn't seem like anything is getting in front of this market right now. Now, the tariffs are still going to be out there. There's some volatility that's looming. That's going to take weeks or months to play out. But what is the next step if the Supreme Court decides that they're unconstitutional? And that is a volatility factor that's going to be hanging over this market until it's resolved. Right? The market doesn't like uncertainty. And that's a level of uncertainty that exists for the next weeks or months until that's determined. And then what's the next step is the real thing that the market would like to know, to price that in. All right, after the bell today, we get CoreWeave with their numbers. Earnings pressure, cracks appear in the AI trade. Well, we're getting quite a bounce today. Okay, but you jump over to CoreWeave, we got their numbers after the bell. If you recall, it's so long ago. They were barely able to get this thing IPO'd, right? In March, NVIDIA had to step in. They had to be a bigger role than they imagined. They had to backstop it and buy X amount of shares, whatever the details were. Accelerate up. Last earnings, okay, you rip lower on numbers. And we've basically been chopping around within that one bar since then. Here we are 3 months later. And yeah, you have some selling. Last week as well. You take a look at the monthly, and really, we only have 8 or 9 months on this thing. Gap higher September 30th. But AI is going to be in focus today. And we'll have their numbers after the bell. We jump over to the Analyze tab. And when you're talking about the move, yeah, how's that? So you want action through Friday. Okay. The market has a $16 move in either direction, right? You want to buy an at-the-money put and a call and give yourself exposure in either direction. You got to make up a $16 move, which is almost 16% just to break even. If you want a directional trade, you still got to make almost 8%. So you have to be correct in which way it's going to trade, and the stock has to move 8%. There's a lot of volatility priced into that equity for their numbers after the bell today. Yeah, look at this move in the video. I was talking about it on my morning program. So this is wild. $850 billion in market capitalization. This has to be by far a record in a 5-day. This is a 5-day, 15-minute chart. From 211.34 to 178.91 approaches 850 billion. I'll have to do it out to the decimal point, but NVIDIA has almost 25 billion shares outstanding. The thing trades down almost $34, okay, $35 and change. Excuse me, $33 and change. And now here we are up $20. So you're up 500 billion. So down 800 billion, up 500 billion in a 5-day trading span. And realistically, there's no dramatic news that is for this company alone. It just points to, okay, the level of volatility that is in this market right now. Keep your spikes up on that back. And we'll see. Hey, we got a two-way market right now. That's the other side of this, okay? As a trader, maybe we get some chop, a little volatility. How about it, man? S&P's 200 points down, 200 points up. We're coming back with our man Steve Rhodes, folks. We'll talk some markets. Stay tuned.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstadt releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We have green across the board. S&P's up 105 points right now. NASDAQ, you're up by 2.2%. You check in on gold. Gold right now up 2.6%. Right now, folks, to talk about some of this market action, we're going to jump over to our man, Steve Rhodes. Don't forget, you can check out Steve's outstanding program, The Trader's Edge, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Tiger TV and on YouTube. And his daily newsletter, Mastering Probability, folks. Steve puts out morning updates, afternoon updates, folks. A tremendous amount of knowledge and webinars that come with that as well. And it always comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So please check it out. Steve Rhodes, good afternoon.
Hi, Tommy. How you doing? Good to be with you.
Yeah, good to talk to you as always, man. How's your Monday going?
Good. You know, it's kind of cool. Friday's price action generated really a perfect set of charts to share with the audience out there. And I've got right now, what I've got up on the screen here are the multi-time frame set of charts that we look at each day during the Trader's Edge show. So I want to take everybody back to Friday. This is a snapshot at 12:09 p.m. And if you were listening to the show right then and there as we were going off the air, I gave a gigantic caution signal to the day traders out there. Because what we had going on inside, whether it was the NQ that we were looking at or the ES Mini, we had all kinds of bottom signals. So let's go through them. This is the multi-time frame chart for those folks that aren't familiar with the Trader's Edge show or my newsletter or anything. And here we take a look at the NQ and we break it down by daily. So I've got a daily time frame, a 5-hour, 4-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15, and 10-minute time frame chart. So we kind of cover everything there. And at 12:09, we had Rhodes momentum indicator signals that we talk about during this segment here with you, TD9 count patterns, A to B equals CD patterns. So it's a perfect teaching moment. So now, and we know what the results are, but let's simply go take a look at it. On the 5-hour time frame chart, which is a 300-minute here, we can see that price was attaining the 1-to-1 price objection level up there. So we know that we had that. The 4-hour time frame chart was completing a TD9 count bottom pattern. And what we like to take a look at is if a bottom is going to form, let's say on a daily time frame, you can take a look at the daily. We were trading well below market profiles at that stage. We're going to start seeing those signals turn on these intraday charts. And this is how we put together the pieces of the puzzle. If we take a look at the next piece, it was the 2-hour chart, which needed a bullish reversal candle to confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. The 60-minute time frame chart was forming a TD9 count bottom, was going to go ahead and complete at 1 p.m. The 30-minute chart was going to complete its TD9 count bottom at 12:30. The 15-minute already had a confirmed TD9 count bottom pattern. So if we went back and we listened to my voice, we were saying there's likely to be a turn that's starting right around 12:30 because of these signals. Now, it could have been also that all these patterns would have failed. But we had everything pointing to the potential for a bottom. And what we then start doing is pay attention to those shorter term time frames, because we're going to see that's where we're going to see the turn start to begin. And each of those intraday NQ charts did indeed form bottom patterns. And we can come in. So this is the updated chart, if you will. And on Friday, you can see the NQ's got a nice hammer candle. What formed there, Tommy, was a Gartley buy pattern. So that was already giving us a signal to expect and anticipate a rally. As you mentioned, I also put out when needed update chart on the weekend, which I did on Saturday I think it was Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning that I sent this out to subscribers out there, and it was showing them to expect and anticipate on the daily charts all of the different Gartley patterns that formed. Here we can see that on the NQ chart we got that confirming bullish reversal candle as well. That identified a bottom. We had the TD9 count bottom pattern that worked on the 240, Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern on the 120. And I share this with folks out there because it really is worthwhile to go at least try mastering probability for at least 30 days, because you've got a 30-day money back guarantee. Canceled on day 29. It's not going to cost you anything. You're going to get great value. You're going to be able to. I'm going to teach you how to do this yourself so that you can track. Here's the ES mini charts as well, Tommy, for the intraday. Nice bullish hammer candle confirming a Gartley buy pattern there. The 4-hour, 5-hour, 2-hour charts all doing the same type of things out there, informing those bottoms. And then it asks the question, well, so where do we go to now? What are the markets going to do now? So
Sure.
So it's a great time to try mastering probability. The ES mini at 2 o'clock today. So these are 2-hour time frame charts. What we also like, what I like, is synergy, where the time frame, whatever time frame you're looking at, is generating the same message. And here we've got two TD9 count bottom patterns that were forming this afternoon at 2 p.m. We got that little push. You mentioned a little acceleration. That 2 p.m. push that we got negated the 2-hour TD9 count top. That says that markets want to move higher. Now, the next chart pattern for the 2-hour bar doesn't complete till 4 p.m. And if we close above 25,660, 657.25 on the NQ at 4 p.m. It's going to negate its TD9 count top. Now, when I say negate a TD9 count top, folks, I'm talking about a further rally is expected and anticipated. For the YM, for the Dow Equity Future Contract, it's 47,421. For the Russell 2000, it's 24,76. And that's at 4 p.m., so anything can take place. It's 323 right now between now and then. But if price closes above those levels, expect that the rally is going to continue. If a rally of any substance is also going to form out here, we should see the New York Stock Exchange, the advanced decline oscillator. Tell me what that is. That's the difference between the advanced decline line, but the difference between the 39 and 19 period exponential moving average. When I took this snapshot about 20 minutes ago, price of that oscillator was above zero. Closes above zero, it starts to provide buyers with an edge. If it closes above zero again tomorrow, it does provide buyers with an edge. The spot VIX index is targeting its 50-day exponential moving average at 1752. If price gets below that, it also provides buyers with an edge. So something to look for. Now, the spot VIX, I'm not sure where it's trading right now, Tommy. Do you have it by any chance? What that reading is?
1793 right now.
Okay, so it's got to get below that 1752. Otherwise, it creates a cautious market out there. By day's end, there's another element that I take a look at. But by day's end, and I mentioned we took a look at the ES, the NQ, and the Russell 2000. They all formed Gartley buy patterns on Friday. The Dow Equity Future Contract is likely going to form a three-river Morningstar candle formation. That's the bullish reversal candle to confirm its A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The ES Mini and the ES NQ and the Russell 2000 are also trying to form new daily profiles. Now, the NQ's profile takes us all the way back, the top of that profile, all the way back to its all-time high. This is a gigantic profile. It also wraps around the prior profile. That's a signal that we should expect a consolidating market. You mentioned it's a two-way market out there. You're absolutely right. We've got a two-way market out here. There's another thing that, and this is the seasonal pattern, by the way, and I've identified the area, which is basically between November 1st and the 20th, which is a choppy market historically. So we've got that seasonal issue to deal with. Last Wednesday at 5:42 in the afternoon, the moon was at perigee. Everyone was talking about how beautiful the full moons were. Perigee is when the moon is closest to Earth during its lunar cycle. What's also cool is that moment in time, exactly at 5:42, now the markets weren't open at 5:42. So what I do is I take the close of that Wednesday session and then the open of the evening session. out there, and I identify those lines. And so it's between 68.26 and 68.28 for the ES Mini. We close above that. That is a bullish signal from a perigee standpoint. For the NQ, it's a close above 25.738 to 25.746. The Dow, 47.436 to 47.450. And for the Russell, it's 24.73 to 24.74. If we close above those, we're getting more buy signals, more bullish signals out there. So great teaching moments with regard to the chart patterns on Friday afternoon. And now we did pay attention to these perigee pivot points. If we close above them, odds favor we continue to move higher.
That is great stuff, Steve. I was listening Friday when you were talking about it, man. How could you not be tuned in with the action on Friday? It is quite a market, and yeah, 200 points down, 200 points up in the S&Ps. I had mentioned NVIDIA, right? Down the market cap of NVIDIA. My goodness, 850 billion down, 500 billion up. Maybe we'll get some trading action, man. Not maybe. We're in it right now.
Yeah.
Steve, thanks so much, man. We look forward to the program tomorrow. Folks, check out Mastering Probability. You heard it. Great newsletter by Steve daily and even on the weekends. Steve, have a great one, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You bet.
Thanks. We'll come right back,
for
folks.
Some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. Always a great conversation with our man, Steve Rhodes. Yeah, check out Mastering Probability, folks. We always wrap out those interviews so quickly that I feel like I don't do it justice in terms of Mastering Probability, 30-day money-back guarantee. And as Steve said, folks, in the morning and at night you have updates, and even on the weekends. So tremendous value, 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, let's jump over to some of those airlines. And yeah, it seems like it was baked in Friday. In terms of buy the rumors, sell the actual news that we're getting a deal. You're off by 0.7 per United. And the numbers out there now, 1,600 flights. Whew. As shutdown talks advance, and yeah, they better. This is what's doing it, because everyone's going to know somebody within a week or two that their plans have been upended. And anybody flying has usually been planning that for months on time. So it's a real-life impact, and finally we've hit our pain point. But yeah, Delta, 490 flights on Monday out of about 5,000. And it's air traffic controllers. And yeah, you know, it's one thing if you were certain that you were going to get paid and you could almost use it as a backstop. But with the level of uncertainty going on, were they really sure they were going to get paid, right, as they kept working and the threats were out there for everything on the table? But nonetheless, yes, they are going to get paid. They may even get bonuses, and Trump wants them back to work. All air traffic controllers must get back to work now. 3 exclamation points, or you'll be docked. He'll be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person for distinguished service to our country. Hey, they should. If you're working, doing a good job, not getting paid, having faith in the government, I got no problem giving you a bonus, man, because I didn't have that much faith in terms of how long that would stretch out. We talk a little bit of energy. So this one's interesting out there. I read it this morning from, is it Bloomberg? Yeah, Bloomberg. It's all about energy, folks. They've got the data centers built in NVIDIA's hometown, and they're empty, waiting for power. 2 facilities in Santa Clara, California. Major challenge for the tech sector and the wider economy, energy. Yeah. Because, and it may sit for years, because the local utility is not ready to supply the electricity. I mean, yeah. The fate of the two highlight the big problem here. And, you know, you can say, how did this happen when that wasn't a foresight of what they were going to run into? They're small, of course. Santa Clara has 57 active or under construction data centers. Yeah, 57 data centers. Whew. They got a $450 million system upgrade to meet those needs. 2028 is when they'll be ready. Oh, man, right? And Mr. Buffett. So he's not going to be talking or writing, unfortunately, for the annual meetings. He's going quiet, and he's upping his donations a bit. $95 years old, right? 95. Whew. Stepping down as CEO at the end of this year. He generally feels good. He's planning on stepping up the pace of his charitable giving to his kids' foundation while he's still alive. Whew. All right, and you know, I don't understand that this is where we now rest, and you know, that basically what the government's saying is they can blow up any boat in international waters as long as they give you a reason that deems it necessary as an emergency, and they do it over and over and over, and they don't have to prove anybody to anything. And that's quite a line. Because everything that they allege, if they could prove it in court, then they wouldn't repatriate people when they survive what's going on. And there's 75 people now dead. And hey, that's, you know, I don't know. I don't quite understand that we're just blowing up boats wherever we want in international waters if any president says that they're guilty. Because I know they are. Don't worry. They're bad people, so I blew them up and they're dead, and we don't got to worry about a court. You know, I try and steer clear of the politics and choose my battles, folks, and that shouldn't be a political issue. There's emergencies, there's wars. Those are all real deals, okay? Not living in la-la land. They're real deals. But a perpetual ability to strike any boat for any reason with anybody on there without ever having to present the troops, the proof, that goes against a lot of what we stand for. Those powers will get abused by somebody if you don't think they're getting abused right now, right? Whether they're getting abused right now is almost irrelevant. I don't know if they're getting abused. I'm sure a lot of those boats are exactly what they're telling us they are. Are they getting abused? I'm not sure. But that power will get abused if it's not getting abused right now. You better believe it will. But we digress. I know. All right, let's take a look at gold. So we get some buying, 237,000 contracts. That's a good day. We're going to finish out strong. We are coming into this bar on October 27th on gold. You did 324,000 contracts. And yeah, we're just under that. You know, if we could plow in some big volume in the end of the day. Yeah, we're not going to get it, though. We're at 237,000. You need 100,000 contracts, so you're not going to beat out this volume. And then what happens is you're coming into this bar in the same way. You jump right from one bar to the next. There's a lot of volume coming in here. This is quite a lofty price in gold. Difficult to step into this market right now, but that's encouraging. Silver as well. Silver's looking stronger than gold right now, up by 4.7%. Jump over to platinum, up by 3% right now. We jump over to copper. Copper's been stuck in a consolidation. Top end about 520, 525. How's that for a heat map? All the big companies doing all the work right now. AstraZeneca up by 3%. Shopify up by 3.6%. Palantir 8.5%. NVIDIA 5.7%. NVIDIA. And it would make sense that we get a two-way market, okay, with trends in between there. I mean, you're looking at a market right now, folks, that just traded from 16,000 to 26,000 in the span of 6 months, right? It would make sense that we're not quite sure where that valuation is if you can go from 16,000 to 26,000 in 8 months. We're coming right back, folks.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. NASDAQ 100 up by 2.2%. And yeah, it's the usual suspects plowing this market higher. There we go. And to finish it up, Micron up by 6.4%. Google's up by 4% today. Tesla up by almost 4% as well. Nvidia is up by 6%. It's almost a $5 trillion company, and you're up 6% today, and it's just a relief rally. AMD's up 4.6%. Palantir, AppLovin, Shopify. On the flip side of that, if you jump to the S&P 500, it was trading lower. It was everything that was trading higher last week. Consumer staples, right? Walmart, Costco, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, Pepsi, all in the red today. Check in on Palantir. How's this for a move? Oh, man. Look at that. Okay. Be careful in Palantir, folks. You know, I've had this line of volume in terms of just degrading volume on the way up, right? All that happens is the stock goes up, the volume goes down. Look at it. All the way since March. Okay, you got one spike on the April tariff volatility. Since then, just lower volume numbers. You got some selling in August. And boy, you got some selling last week. Now we're bouncing higher. We'll see if we do it in some volume. Let's take a look at the daily. All right, that's good. But look what you're coming into. All right, day after their earnings is what you're coming into here. You're trading above it. You're filling the gap. But you're not going to do it on volume. That's 121 million shares on Palantir. And to finish up the thought in terms of, you know, when you say two-way market, it's a growth market built on AI right now. And when you're built on that type of multiple going forward, okay, NVIDIA is the best example of the type of volatility you can have. You got a company with 25 billion shares, and you're trading down $34 and up $20 in 5 days of trading, just on the feel of the market and momentum. Just on the feel of the market and momentum. Now, we have government shutdown woes. You have tariff volatility in there, okay? But there hasn't been anything dire on a fundamental basis that's changed this market. We got some consumer sentiment. We're going to get data again, which will be good. All right, and speaking of data, talking a little bit of Fed. I believe this is St. Louis Fed president, correct? Let's see. Yeah, St. Louis president, Fed president. He thinks the economy is going to be back, baby. I mean, why are you going to cut? This is not what you want the Fed to be talking about if you want cuts. Expects the economy to bounce back strongly early next year. Current Fed policy is close to the level where it would no longer put downward pressure on inflation. Maybe that December 10th cut, right? We're going to get, I think, a substantial rebound in the first quarter. He reiterated his view that current Fed policy is close to the level where it would no longer put any downward pressure on inflation. Tread with caution. Limited room for further reductions. Overly accommodative if they go beyond that. 40% of the inflation that is above the 2% target is due to tariffs, what he thinks. Right? There's a lot of speculation in there. Policymakers need to continue to lean against the other forces driving prices higher, services inflation being a sticky point. And then they talk about valuations, of course. But you take a look at the VIX. Steve mentioned it. We're trading lower. We got 14 minutes to go. 1781 right now. And yeah, we got a lot of volatility out of this market since last week, man. 2272 to 1781 right now as we just drift higher into the close. NASDAQ 100 up by 2.3%. Jump over to Google, up by more than 4% right now. Micron up by 6.5%. And yeah, CoreWeave after the bell up by 1.3%. So check out this rule. Credit cards. Visa and MasterCard reach a settlement on a 20-year legal fight with merchants agreeing to allow stores to reject some credit cards. Now, the biggest differentiator right now is rewards because they can't reject them. Well, that's going to change. It's going to change the industry. Right away, I was like, wow, that's going to be huge. Premium credit card users are in for a big surprise. You could get rejected by merchants. Okay? The battle's going to be on. No longer would merchants have to honor all cards. Instead, they can reject credit cards that charge merchants bigger fees for each transaction. Imagine. Rewards are over. I'm declaring it. No, it's just this could be the biggest news of the day. Imagine. It's going to transform the industry. Now, I say that. It's going to take a long time. Big merchants have fought for many years to break the rule, right? Some big banks were furious about breaking the rule. Consumers, many of the reward cards they've grown addicted to can be rejected at the register. Yeah. Now, whether they're going to reject them or find out a way to make sure that they keep you for all those rewards, but it's a big one. Credit cards will fall into 3 buckets that merchants can choose to accept or reject. Those buckets are wide, however, and the most popular cards that make up a majority of the spending are grouped together in one category, making rejection a risky prospect for a store. Nonetheless, the battle's going to be on. You make that store a sweet enough deal with your cards, with your rate, it's quite a change to that industry. Excuse me. And yeah, this one out early this morning, right? Yeah, early this morning, 8:24. Reading it before the program this morning. $11 billion bond sale tied to the Frontier deal. Verizon. $11 billion investment-grade corporate bonds to fund that acquisition of Frontier. Whew. 5 parts. The longest part of the deal, a 40-year bond. Excuse me. What's crazy here, right, is everyone's talking about the 50-year mortgage. We'll talk about the 50-year mortgage. Excuse me. But companies already do it. As I'm saying, the bank would lend you anything if you collateralize it well, okay? You collateralize something well and you want a loan from a bank or private credit, I bet, for the right price, they'll give you anything, right? even a 50-year mortgage. But you're not going to want to pay the price that they're probably going to give you. But Verizon, yeah, 40 years is the vogue right now. Why not? Verizon needs some cash, been under pressure. Look at this, right? Verizon, trading at prices we were almost at 1996. One more segment, folks. We'll come right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks, and we got markets pushing higher right into the close. We are at session highs right now. S&P's up 1.7%, NASDAQ up 2.34%, up almost 600 points on the session, and up 1,000 plus points from where we were on Friday. But guess what? You're not even back to where we were on Thursday. Imagine that, right? Not imagine. That's what we did. 1,100 points down, 1,000 points up. Thursday, Friday, Monday trading. We got a market right now. VIX, VIX is pointing a higher market. Very little volatility premium. We're dropping out at 1770 right now. And finishing up the conversation on Verizon, in terms of the rates that they're getting, the longest portions of 40-year is expected to yield 1.3 percentage points above Treasuries after the initial discussion was 1.6. 40-year, 1.3 above Treasuries. Treasuries at 4.7 puts it at about 6% for a 40-year for Verizon. So the number's going to be higher than that for a 50-year. And yeah, the 50-year mortgage. I love how they give everything like a disclaimer. But some say homeowner savings would be minimal. No, but math and finance. But the numbers say savings would be minimal. Then they even go to break down it. Why do some say? It's so lame that nobody can just come out because the president says it and just say the savings are like basically non-existent. The example they do here, a median sale price home, $415,000, 6.3% mortgage, 30-year loan, 20% down. Just the principal and interest, 30-year, $2,056. If you raise it to a 50-year, you save $223 a month. Okay? But guess what? The interest rate's going to be higher, folks. That's how it works. That's how duration works. Period. End of sentence. Hey, we'll see. Banks in focus. Market in focus. We got a bid, and yeah, we got some market. Excuse me. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Spend your afternoon right here. Have a great night. Have a safe night. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the morning market kickoff at 9 o'clock. Have a great one, folks. Thanks so much.